Now, you also, I think, tell me if I'm wrong. I've heard this story, and I want to make sure that I have it right. One thing I love about here is that you guys embrace everything, including when people give feedback. You're open to the open criticism. And I know with Celeste, she's welcomed it, and it's not been weird. It's I think it's something that you use, to help grow the Sage. But there's a story. There's a really good story. And I need to hear this story because it has inspired a drink, I believe.
It has. So I'm getting what you're laying down. So there is another cocktail, and I've been very grateful for Celeste to have allowed me to take some of the negative feedback that we received, because there is a lot of positive feedback,
Right.
but you're not going to really create something in spite of somebody if they're going to be nice about it. Usually you're just going to say, thank you so much, I really appreciate that you've had a great time, because you want those folks to come back. And sometimes you're going to run into folks that may be a little bit more opinionated.
That's a great way of putting it.
Absolutely.
Very opinionated.
And as somebody who can be very opinionated myself, I definitely took some influence from a review that somebody did leave, referring to me as a pompous weirdo. It wasn't a sentence or a paragraph, but rather a diatribe about their experience here. They had some valid complaints, of course. As a bartender, I'm always trying to read what somebody's needs are ahead of time, because they should be spending as much time enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the experience with whoever they're with.
Yeah.
That being said, not everybody is going to connect with you, and that's completely fine.
Right.
In those instances, that was somebody who wanted a martini, but they didn't want it without asking for it. I preemptively took the charge on that, and of course, when that ended up not being something they apparently wanted, offered to take it away. They insisted on keeping it, and thus it became part of their large diatribe about me. So they definitely felt that I came across as this person who was thinking they were too good for Loveland and too good for this location. And so, that kind of irked me. I feel this is a wonderful environment to really be able to establish a great experience, to build a great time. So I said, you know what? I can either let this bring me down, I can let this person be the master of my emotions, or I can choose to take it as a moment of inspiration. So instead of being the pompous weirdo, I decided to make a cocktail known as the Pompous Weirdo. Something that would play into as big of their personality as I was. So if I can I make that one for you as well with that?
Okay, let's get to it.
Okay.
So this is actually called the Pompous Weirdo.
Absolutely it is. So when I make a Pompous Weirdo, I take about a shot of rye. In this case, we'll just do bullet rye today. It's quick, easy. It's something that everybody probably has already at the whiskey cabinet at home, so that way they don't have to go out searching for my favorite rye, though for your sake, I hope you do. It uses half a fluid ounce of Bruto Americano. This is gonna be a little bit of the bitterness that I got from my experience, and hopefully it also measures the bitterness that that clientele also got for their experience. So
Awesome.
that bitterness, the herbaceousness, the spiciness from the rye, that played into our conversation, being rather spicy. And of course,
And so far, I want you to just look at the color. I mean, isn't it? It's beautiful.
going for a ginger, just like the ginger that made it. So,
That's what it is. So I mean, you really truly take this art very seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
this is not just a job where you come to.
No.
You come here to actually create as an artist.
Absolutely, because you can get a drink from anywhere. You can go to any hole in the wall, you can go to a dive bar, you can go to a high-end lounge, you can get a drink anywhere. But I want people to have something that they can remember, something that they're gonna think about and come back and be like, I need to have this cocktail again. I don't know where else I'm gonna find this. I need to find something like it. So that's kind of my goal in most of my crafting, is I want it to be something that is going to be a conversation piece, that you want to share your cocktail with anybody that's near you, and then you want to try what they have as well.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I mean, truly, this is like one of the best settings to do it. And you look around and it's just gorgeous.
Oh, yes.
You feel it. And I love the idea that you're coming more for the art form and conversation, because I think that's what cocktails can do. Like you said, create a story. So the fact that this is a story is even better.
And I
So,
agree. This environment, Celeste did an amazing job building an establishment where people can come, they can relax, they can really sit down and enjoy the craft of these cocktails. This isn't a place where you're just meant to just turn and burn. This is a place where we want you to have a conversation. There's no TVs for a reason. It's because this is about having a human interaction with it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's amazing. Okay, what do we do next?
The next part is going to be my Grand Marnier. And I just kind of realized this will also have a half fluid ounce when we're putting it into the cocktail, but this cocktail also kind of has an homage to the Vieux Carré. I've already mentioned that a couple times, but it's instead of brandy, it's got a orange liqueur / brandy.
Okay.
It's got a rye whiskey, just like a rye whiskey would be in a Vieux Carré. That would have Dom Benedictine. This one has Bruto Americano. So it's got a lot of the similar palatable things that you're looking for in a Vieux Carré.
Yeah.
As well as we do line this glass in a second, we'll be lining it with some absinthe. That gets the zaniness of my spirit brought into this cocktail.
Okay.
So
what would you say? Would you say that would be the weirdo part?
No, well, yeah, that would be the weirdo part.
That would be the weirdo part, yeah.
Absolutely. The pompous side we'll get to, but the weirdo's coming out with that.
I like it. Okay.
Now, we do add 2 more things to this just to
Okay.
fully bring it to full value. That's going to be some tobacco bitters.
Wow.
Just to give it a little bit of bitterness in there. That's going to play back into the herbaceousness of the Bruto Americano.
Okay.
I'd love to say it was because somebody smelled like tobacco when they were writing my diatribe, but I don't really know that for a fact.
With a cigarette going, this pompous weirdo.
Yeah, just like the guy in Ratatouille, all those French food reviewers or whatever.
Exactly, I know what you're saying.
So then what I do is I stir this about 48 times to start off with. There will be more stirring done for the actual cocktail once it gets poured into the glass, but for now I just want to get enough that I've really integrated everything.
Okay.
And as you can see, I'm a big lover of just stirred cocktails in general. It's fun to be able to just kind of watch that swirl around, get a little bit of tornado going, but also just, I like getting to use clean glass. I never want to really use, for these classics, I want to be able to really let the liquor speak for itself and never have other textures brought in that I don't intend.
I agree. It's at that point then, are you just showing off? Are you just doing
Little column A, little column B. It goes with both parts.
Right now, in my opinion, this is not showing off. This is absolutely not. But I see what you're saying in terms of the creation of any cocktail and how it can go to extremes. So this is awesome.
Now for me, when I do absinthe rinses at home, I usually will use some Lucid. Right now, we're gonna use an atomizer to do just a little bit of St. George absinthe. It's going to, I like lighter tones usually when it comes to my absinthe cocktails, but for this one, you want something with a little bit more heartiness. So I definitely think St. George plays really well into this cocktail as well.
Okay.
And of course, like any one of these cocktails, I wanna have a big ice cube to slow down how much we hydrate it.
Which I do appreciate that you have the gentleman ice cube. Do they even call it that anymore? Or do they just call it the big ice cube because?
Some people call it a whiskey stone. I'll be honest with you, at the end of the day, you just tell me you want ice, I'm gonna put it in there. If you're gonna go for the well, you're probably not gonna get a gentleman ice. If you actually pay for a higher quality product, you deserve to have something about it.
I would agree with that.
I guess that's the pompous side coming out.
Or caring about what you create.
Right.
Big difference. Okay.
And now, the last but not least, this is kind of where the pretentiousness will come in. What we'll do is take a little bit of a lemon zest over the top of it. I always like to make sure you really line the rim of the glass with the citruses. Because again, part of what you do first, whenever whether it be food, whether it be drink, your eyes are going to tell you whether you like something right off the bat.
100%.
Number 2 is going to be the smell. Does it smell good? What aromatics are coming out with it? Before you've ever tasted something, you've already tasted it twice.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting.
And what I like to do is I get that right on in there, and then I stir this 11 times in front of people. And do you know why we stir it 11 times?
No, please tell me.
It's the most pretentious number I could think of.
You heard it here first. Use 11.
So feel free. I'd love to see what you think of this flavor about it. It's going to be very complex as well.
It's beautiful. I want you all to look at this right now. I mean, to me, like, I could have this any time of year, but I appreciate with warmer weather. I can see this as being very refreshing based off of what you said. So now I'm going to try it. So, all right. First of all, you get that aroma of the lemon. I love this. Okay.
Great contrast compared to where you had the hickory smoke earlier for the bacon wash to the lightness of this one.
This is so pompous.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you.
It is amazing. It is so good. And I don't know if I could describe all the flavors together well. I mean, this one, I think you need the flavors to pull this off. I mean, if you're going to be pompous.
Yeah.
Right?
Most people don't want to play around with tobacco anyway, because it does seem like a bit of a weird ingredient to be pulling into stuff.
It does, but I mean, that's not what I'm pulling out of it as much, but it just combines very nicely. So this is beautiful.
Thank
This
you.
is an amazing cocktail.